The Arnold Sports Festival is in full swing. We know there's all kinds of stuff going on here this weekend. Lots of fun stuff too, and stuff that we didn't even know about, Rick.
No, I walked through the convention and I see some painting going on every now and then, but I never really understood what it was about and why it's there. And they're meeting our friend Kevin here. It's pretty cool.
It is pretty cool.
Yeah,
it's called Art
yeah.
at the Arnold. Kevin Buckland here, the creator of this. So tell us about it.
Well, it's all about the beauty of the athletic form. That's how this whole thing came together. It's a combination of fine art and sports, and that's when the creative sparks are flying. This is our 7th year for Art at the Arnold, and we have 50 artists that are competing. They gave us 2,000 square feet, and we have enough room for 50 artists from across the country.
Rick, you've never posed yet for this?
I haven't been invited to. I'd be happy to.
The athletic
Although some of the
finest,
paintings, as you
Kevin.
can see, like the models that are in there that are scantily clad, I don't think that all the onlookers would appreciate my presence, but we can always discuss it. But he has had some very famous individuals in that booth and buying some of the artwork.
That's
so.
right, yeah.
We sure
Yeah.
have. Every year Arnold stops by, and you never know who's going to pop up down there. Sylvester Stallone came in one year, which was really interesting. Arnold and Sylvester actually purchased artwork down there, which was pretty amazing. Sylvester Stallone is an artist himself.
Yeah.
He's an oil painter. He's pretty well known in Europe. He does large abstracts, very bold, colorful type work. And even Arnold is an artist, which is hard to believe. Arnold does all of his own greeting cards and anniversary cards and things like that. He has a box of Crayolas that he keeps in his desk drawer. He pulls out.
I think it'd be easier to keep a list of what Arnold can't do.
I was just thinking that. Like, talk about multi-talented. Did you just say he's got a box of crayons in his drawer? I mean, this is crazy stuff.
Yeah. You think about art, even going back to 300-400 years ago, the human form was always a very popular subject, from sculpting and everything else. So taking it to this next level with these athletes today is just awesome. So thank you what you're doing and bringing the attention to art and not just to the athletic prowess.
Oh, thank
Wonderful.
you very much. Thank you.
Yes.
It is the oldest Olympic sport, and according to Julia Ritchie, it is the best, apparently. And I'm going to let you introduce where you're from, Julia, because you say it so much better than me.
Well, if you're talking about my West Virginia accent, it came from Russia. I was on the Russian national team for 13 years. It's my profession. I'm doing it for over 30 years. And let me tell you one thing. This is a sport, it's like drug. After you try it, there's only 2 reactions you can have. You absolutely all the way 100% in, or you don't care to see it another day.
And we are talking about fencing, and you have a couple of weapons here. They're both pointed at you, Rick.
They are. I'm not saying a word just yet.
He's a little bit
Julia,
nervous.
From the Royal Arts Fencing School, and what she's already told us off camera about fencing in 5 minutes, I'm impressed and a little intimidated at the same time. So tell us about fencing and the Arnold this weekend and fencing's involvement.
Arnold Fencing Classic is the only opportunity for anybody to experience the best and all at once. Because we'll have fencing tournaments for kids starting from 6 years old, and the oldest competitors will be in their 70s. More than that, there will be competitor. Actually, we have one competitor from my fencing club. He's 67, Joe Streb. He is on the U.S. national team, and he brought the first gold from the World Cup this last year. Yes. And my youngest competitor will be 6 years old. This big, very vicious.
Very vicious. That's what I love about it. And you're looking at some of these weapons here. One of these is not quite like the other. You don't typically see a lightsaber when you talk about fencing.
But it's a sword, right? It's a saber. Now, as you mentioned earlier, there are 3 fencing weapons in fencing, right?
Right.
There is foil, épée. Épée usually used for those who like to do crosswords because it's a trick question, and saber. Now, the best movie ever made is this one, right? So we right now actually have some classes for the lightsabers, and you will not believe it is amazing.
Do you have anyone here today that could give me a quick demo or maybe show me?
You know, I have a surprise for you. I have a real
What's with
surprise
everyone and their
for you.
surprises for me?
All right, we're down here on the ground finding out about Rick's surprise, and apparently he is going to get a fencing lesson from Obi-Wan Kenobi and the young Jedi here. All right, guys, on guard, get those weapons ready. Of course, they gave Rick the one that cannot harm anybody, it appears. And Julia, who has been a fencer since she was 14, is going against Rick. A formidable opponent. All right, gentlemen. Who's gonna take this bout?
That just died.
Officially, Rick Ricart has lost the fencing tournament here at the Arnold Sports Festival, but that's okay because you can come down here, see all the fencing, see all the great things. Go to arnoldsportsfestival.com for ticket times and all the info you need.